Hey everyone, it's Ray. Welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're having a great day because I am having a very boring day, and that's why I decided to sit down and film a video about books. I feel like this would be a great opportunity to just start sharing with you again what I've been reading, because to be honest, this year I have not read a lot. Lately, I have been trying out audiobooks a lot more than before, and I have been also trying out comic books, graphic novels. The app that I usually use to listen to audiobooks is, of course, Audible, because it's the most popular one out there, and I usually get like this discount thing. I usually don't like audiobooks because I feel like I am always distracted from the story somehow. With these two books, I feel like I'm hooked to the story. Sandman is a story about the Sandman. I don't know if you've watched the series on Netflix. The Sandman is originally a comics collection by Neil Gaiman and DC Comics. And of course, I could have read the comics version, like the book version, but because I don't have the money to buy that, so I just decided to try out the audiobook version. And you know what? It's awesome. It's kind of like you're watching a movie without the images. You could hear different voices for different characters, and you could also hear a lot of sound effects that gives you a lot of feelings and context. If you're looking for an audiobook that is not bland, that is not boring, maybe you could try out Sandman by Neil Gaiman. Next one is Mythos by Stephen Fry. This one tells the story of the Greek mythology, which might be familiar to most of you, but I still recommend this book anyway because the way that it is told is actually pretty fun, pretty relevant. The author uses a lot of nowadays references. It's so funny, it's so witty, and it's also knowledgeable. Like, you could learn a lot from this book. If you're a big fan of Greek mythology, or if you want to learn about Greek mythology, I recommend this book. And if you're Vietnamese and you want to have an app that gets you some Vietnamese audiobooks, I recommend Phonos. Like, I really do recommend it, and I will just leave a link down below. I have been using it for months and months, and I love the quality of the audiobooks. The only thing that Phonos is lacking right now, I think, is novels, actually. Like, if they have more novels in stock, I would love them. But right now, they have a lot of non-fiction books, a lot of books that are bestsellers that you could check out. The next format of books that I've been trying out is actually comic books. And here I have Batman White Knights. I have a lot more of them on my shelf, but I'm not gonna stand up and get them because I'm lazy. I love them because, one, I love superheroes. Of course, comic books are not just about superheroes, but my personal favorite comics are DC Comics, and they are about my favorite superheroes. So now I'm trying to catch up on all of that, because if you do not know, in Vietnam, we do not have these comic books translated at all. We have a lot of mangas translated, but not comic books, sadly. Do you like comic books, or do you like mangas? You could share down below. I would love to hear. Next one is actually graphic novels. Unlike comic books, graphic novels don't usually come in episodes, and when you finish the book, you finish the book. And this one is a beautiful book about a boy who is in this group of dancers, and he loves dancing. He dances beautifully, and he likes wearing dresses. He likes to be referred to as a girl, but he is not a girl, he's a boy. Throughout this book, you will realize that humans are beautiful. It doesn't matter what your gender is. You could do whatever you want to do, and you could be beautiful. You could do beautiful things, and I really appreciate this book. I have 4 books here, the ones that I've been reading lately. I have not finished them because look at them. How could I finish them? There's so many of them. I have a book by Robert Cook, which is called The Host. I never heard about this author before, but apparently it is a thriller author. And I really love thriller books because sometimes you just need a good thriller book to get your day started. It's just my personal preference. I have not finished it, but I swear to you, it is getting long. You see this? it is almost over. Like the book is coming to an end and we still haven't had any clue about what happened. But for some reason, I'm still reading it because I don't feel like giving up. I hope it really is worth it though. This one is called The Raven, Tales and Poems by Edgar Allan Poe, because actually I love Edgar Allan Poe's poems, but I've never read his short stories. And by the way, just look at how beautiful this book is, please. Even the back of it is beautiful. Thank you, Amy, for letting me borrow this book. The next one is what I borrowed from my friend Leah. This is the French version of the book The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think it's so famous that I feel like I have to read. Also because I've read a lot of Goodreads reviews about this book. It's a book about solitude, as people always say. This girl is cursed by a demon to wander the earth forever and ever without anyone remembering her. I've been reading this book. I'm at like 50% of this book, as you can see. It's gonna be a long way, but I'm not afraid because I really love the writing. The thing that astonishes me the most is her writing, because I have always loved her writing so much throughout all of the books that she wrote. And the last book that I want to show you today is actually a non-fiction book that is called Nos Amours Radicaux. 8 different opinions on love from 8 different people. And I think it's a pretty cool thing to start reading, especially because in society, love is still very much viewed as something exclusive to romance. Like when you talk about love, most of the time you talk about romantic love, but I think love is so much more than that. And I hope that this book will give me other insights on love. Thank you, Amy, again for this gift. Actually, one of the things that I really am intrigued when I see this book is l'écriture inclusive. In English, you could also say like neutral language. French is a very gendered language. Like you always have a version for male and a version for female. So the French people have l'écriture inclusive. For example, we have the word creator, créateur. They also have the feminine version of the word, créatrice. And the neutral way of writing this would be créatrice. French people are trying to create inclusive, neutral way of writing and of speaking, and for that I am pretty grateful. That's it for all of the books of today's video. I hope I didn't bore you out. I hope you have found something cool to read. Thank you so much for listening and see you later. Bye.